YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you should got. You know what? This is my fourth time recording this video. I'm just gonna be real with y'all. This is my fourth time recording this video. And the last time. So this video never came out. It just wouldn't have came out. I'm not gonna get into why. Take one. YouTube, what's going on, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, you got one more time, DEDRICKHJR, and I'm back with another fragrance video. Smell good, family. Hopefully, everyone is doing well, doing great, doing fantastic. Positive energy, positive vibes. Y'all know how we rock out here on this channel, man. Positive vibes only, all right? So we're back with my favorite video that I love to do each and every week, and that is the weekly rotation video, all right? So this is week 131, and yeah, it's been 131 straight weeks of doing this video, man, and I enjoy it the most, man. Love to talk about the, just the rotation and how my week went and why was this fragrance went with this day. So I enjoy it, man, and I'm glad that you guys are back to rock with me yet again. All right, so we're going to go through every fragrance that I wore throughout the week of September the 8th, and if I do must say so myself, which I must say, I thought I had a really solid week. Wore some real bangers and just enjoyed each day. This lineup right here is one of the better lineups, if I do say so myself. All right, so let's go ahead and tap in. On Sunday, it was the return of the National Football League. I went over to my sisters, me and my family, and enjoyed spending time with my family. We ate some good food. We watched the games. And just had a good time. And this fragrance just gives me fun vibes. When I smelled it for the first time and having a bottle of it now, I just get a fun vibe feel. And you can do other things with this fragrance, but that's just me. Fun, fun, fun. From the House of Mind Games on Sunday, we went with The Forward. The Forward. All right, so you get this fruity, gourmand, kind of salty type of vibe here, like a sweet and salty element. I think either it's benzoin or maybe bourbon vanilla or something, but it comes off like a charred gourmand smell, like a charred sweet smell with this fragrance. I believe there's a floral aspect to this well, but it's not super prominent. But I do think it blends well in the opening, and then the fruits and the gourmand and the saltiness takes over the rest of the way. Beast of a performer, compliment magnet. Got a few compliments from the family while we were chilling out and hanging out watching the games. And this is just a good one. I just think about fun when I smell this fragrance, and really enjoyed it. On Sunday, from the House of Mind Games, we went with The Forward. The Forward. Really good stuff for sure. All right, on Monday, back to the office. I really like this fragrance. I love this fragrance, actually. The note of leather has been something that I have been experiencing and experimenting throughout 2024, and this is just one that fits for the office setting. From the House of Salvatore Ferragamo, we went with Intense Leather. Intense Leather. Love that blue, that bottle style, really dope. This is a fruity leather fragrance. You get citruses and apple, fresh spicy tones, and a beautiful, nice leather. Almost like it's a soft leather, so it's not obnoxious, it's not intimidating. It just really blends really well to give a good experience. I know some leathers can be, but this ain't one of them. So if you appreciate leather and you're, want to know a little bit more about other different types of leather, like fruity leather fragrances, here you go. All right, so I definitely highly recommend it. If you don't like leather, you might want to stay away, but if you're curious, get your sample, check it out. I like it a lot. The whole line's really good. The whole line's good, but this right here, this was my favorite. From the House of Salvatore Ferragamo, on Monday to the office, we went with Intense Leather. Intense Leather, beast of a fragrance. Beast, lasts all day for sure. All right, so on Tuesday, one of the cooler moments, we're doing this YouTube thing. I already had plans of purchasing this fragrance. I did the first impressions of it, and I really enjoyed it. And I made in my mind I was going to get a bottle of it. But then I was blessed by the good folks over at Coco Chanel. They sent this over my way. They saw my review, and they see how much of a fan I was of the house, and they were gracious and generous enough to send me a bottle. And that was really, really dope. One of the doper moments for sure. From the house of Chanel on Tuesday in the office, we went with Allure Homme Sport, Superleggera. Superleggera. All right, so this right here falls in the line of Dior Homme 2020, Dior Homme Sport, Prada L'Homme Low. Those easy to reach, great everyday wear fragrances. The woods in this are really ramped up with that beautiful classic Allure DNA. And then the citruses in here just really blend nicely. I get a solid 7 to 8 hours. I usually am 6 to 8 sprays. And for the work day at the office, it just absolutely works. So was enjoying the wafts that I was getting throughout the day. Received one compliment very early on in the morning. And it's just one of those ones. When I wake up in the morning, I'm just kind of like, man, what do I want to wear? Don't want to overcomplicate it. Don't want to wear nothing too wild. I want to smell good, but what's something that can get me through the day? This is going to be in the decision of what I would wear on that particular day. All right, so again, shout out to Coco Chanel for showing love from a fragrance that I was already appreciating. No blind testing here. I had already experienced it, and it's really, really cool to have a bottle courtesy of the brand. Really dope. From the house of Chanel, we went with Allure Homme Sport, Superleggera, to the office on Tuesday. All right, moving along to Wednesday. This is one of the most talked about fragrances in Fracom. Either you love it or you hate it. It's just a fascinating conversation about this fragrance and this house always. But I personally really enjoy this fragrance. Develop continued appreciation for this, and this is really taking me on a journey in the wearings that I've had with this. From the house of Zaharoff on Wednesday, we went with Seraphim Blue. Seraphim Blue on Wednesday. I know Seraphim Red is out. We will get to that very, very soon. But this eucalyptus, salty aquatic, masculine blue fragrance is really awesome. I had an experience with wearing this this week that I hadn't had before. And I'm starting to get that coconut to really step out, especially in the initial wears of the initial hours of this fragrance. Like that sweet and fleshy coconut is poking its head, and then the iris is starting to really appear more blunt on my skin. At first it was eucalyptus, is the aquatic nature, the saltiness. That's what I was getting for the majority of this fragrance, but it's continuing to develop. I'm sure it's macerated a bit more since I've had my bottle. But this is just one that I recognize it as soon as I put it on. I was like, yo, that's kind of different. Like I'm getting a sweetness that I hadn't gotten before. So that's why you got to have a relationship with your fragrances and have that journey, especially with things, so you can truly know what you have in your possession. And that's what I got going on right now with Seraphim Blue. To the office, great choice, great performer. I'm really enjoying this one, man. One of my favorite pickups of 2024 for sure. From the house of Zaharoff, we went with Seraphim Blue. Seraphim Blue from Zaharoff, really dope. All right, moving along to Thursday. Again, it was just one of those days, man. I wanted something that was fresh, it was clean, smelled great, but I wanted a little bit of an upscale vibe, and that's what this provides for me. From the house of Virtus Petit, we went with Bois a Cuir. Bois a Cuir on Thursday. Y'all have seen me talk about this fragrance a lot. Shout out to my guy Jason Bircher for putting me on, and a lot of you guys on as well. I always got to give Jason credit for me acquiring this beautiful fragrance. You get some apple, some green facets, some woods. There's a little bit of leather. You get a little vanilla sweetness in here. It's just a really beautiful, masculine, gentleman, clean and fresh, everyday wear fragrance. With superb quality. Virtus is a niche brand, but you can catch this for $100 or less. I think retail for most Virtus is around $230, $250 or something like that, maybe even more than that. But you can get this. It should be linked down below, so hopefully I was able to find a good link, and you can look into this if you're curious. It's been compared to Mancera, Cedrat Bois, and Creed Aventus. Does it smell like those? No, but it will remind you of them due to the scent profile. All right, so Highly recommend it. Great wear to the office. It's not a loud, boisterous fragrance. It does its thing in the initial hours of it, but then it sits a little bit closer, but you get wafts of it throughout the day, and that's to speak to the quality. On Thursday, to the office, this stuff is fantastic. Fantastic. We went with Vertis Petit Bois a Cuir. Bois a Cuir on Thursday to the office. All right, on Friday, I was just in the mood for this DNA. I don't have the OG. I have a sample of the OG, and it's really, really good. One of the more unique DNAs in all of Fragcom, and I think a lot of y'all would agree. But this is an excellent, inspired take on that DNA from the house of Yeoman Leo. On Friday, we went with Maritime. Maritime on Friday. And what is this inspired by? This is inspired by Xerjoff's 40 knots. Salty, powdery, aquatic, woodsy. This stuff is phenomenal. It is a beast of a performer. Beast. Like, I had a long day on Friday. I sprayed this on around 3:30 in the morning, headed out to work, and then I got home and my day didn't stop. Moving around, picking up the kids and going to the store. Didn't really get settled down to take a shower and go to bed till about 10 o'clock that night. And when I took off my shirt, I sprayed that one personal spray here. It just boo, 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 just caught me right up underneath my nose. I was still smelling it on the inside of my arms. I said, yo, this is some powerful stuff. And it's of good quality. We've talked about Yomalel on the channel quite a bit. I don't talk about things that aren't good. Now, again, I always say I would never recommend the OG over an inspired take. Never. But I am a fan of inspired takes of high quality and at the reduced price if it matters to me. Like, it's up to you. It's a personal choice with things like this, all right? So I know there's a lot of conversation of the clone game. I try not to have them. You like what you like. You wear what you wear. And money and affordability of things is a real deal. So until you're ready to get that full bottle of 40 knots, this is something that can really hold you down for sure if you're trying to make that move. So this stuff is fire. Check it out. We do have a free 10 ml code going on. If you spend a certain amount of money over at Yeoman Leo, that you will get a free 10 ml of something that you are curious about. So check it out. I have the information down below in the description. But on Friday, great stuff. This stuff is amazing. From the house of Yeoman Leo, we went with Maritime. Maritime, all right. All right, and last but not least, what another treat this week. I am a huge fan of this house. And this is competing as the best fragrance that I have ever smelled from the house. This stuff is phenomenal. From the house of Ormond Jane, we have Kashmir. Kashmir from Ormond Jane, a 2024 release. My God. The saffron and pink pepper, the citruses in here. This stuff is phenomenal. So right now, currently, my favorite that I've ever smelled from the house is Montebaco Intensivo, Verano, either or. They're up there. I love Arabesque, which is a beautiful rose oud fragrance. And there's many others from the house that I love. But this here, what it reminds me of and puts me in the mind frame of is a fresher, more versatile take on Nishane's Papi Le Fico. I shouldn't have said it like that, but Papi Le Fico from Nishane. It's kind of like in that realm with that resinous, woodsy type of feel, but the saffron here is elite. The cashmere wood in here is elite. The woods and the saffron and the citruses, this stuff performs. I'm telling y'all, get y'all nose on this. Get your nose on this. I'm not prepared to say this is for everybody because nothing really is, but this is a beautiful DNA. And it's competing to be like one of my favorites, or if not my favorite from the house. So shout out to Ormond Jane for creating this beauty. 2024 release. They have this series going on with all these orange bottles here. And this is another one. I was so surprised. Great performer, high quality, wears well for me. And I love this. We're gonna have a full review coming on this because I want to talk more about it and spread the word. This is something that is versatile all year round. I wouldn't wear it in the high heat, but you know, outside of that, anything goes with this fragrance. From the House of Roman Jane to close out the week on Saturday, we went with Kashmir. Kashmir, this stuff is fire, like fire. I will be wearing that again very, very soon. All right, so that's gonna wrap up this week's fragrance weekly fragrance rotation. Some bangers. I enjoyed the week. I really enjoyed every single day. Just really, you know, enjoying what I was smelling, man. And that's what it's about. First, you got to smell good for you. And if you get a compliment along the way and all that, cool, good to go. All right. So, of course, let me know what you guys were wearing. All right. What were you guys wearing? How was your week? What did you love? What did you not love? What was brand new? What did you regret? Like, what was your week like with the fragrances that you guys wore? I can't wait to read about them and talk to you guys about them down below in the comments. All right. So, I appreciate y'all watching. Appreciate the love and support. As always, I don't take it for granted. Yeah, just a big thank you to you guys and salute for sure. So, as always, spack it up, spack it down, spack it that thing all around. And remember, what you put out to this world is exactly what you are going to get back. That's facts for real, man. That is facts for real. All right, so be cool, splacker, peace. Or is it peace and splacker? Just cut the camera off, Dedrick. Cut the camera